Welcome to Arts Roll Call, a podcast showcasing artists and arts organizations, highlighting the role of the arts today in Greater Lansing. I'm Robin Miner-Swartz. I'm an editor, communications consultant, and a lifelong arts advocate. And today I'm talking with Emma Selby and Will R. Corbet. Emma is an event manager, writer, artist, and communicator. She's the festival manager of the Capital City Film Festival, leading the planning committee and project managing 8 teams. She also leads the special events team and says the red carpet premiere party is her favorite. And Emma runs her own business, Emma Creative, leaning into her background in public relations, community facilitation, and feedback and curriculum development. Will produces a variety of shows for the Lansing Public Media Center, as well as programming for the Capital City Film Festival, where he is co-program director. He's a composer of music and stories shared under the brand name Hetica, which also represents the work of his collaborators. Hi, Emma and Will. Welcome to Arts Roll Call. I'm excited to talk with you both about the Capital City Film Festival today.
Hi, Robin. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, hello.
Thanks for joining me. So, Emma, let's start with the history of the Capital City Film Festival, and how did you get involved in it?
Yeah, so the Capital City Film Festival has been around since 2010 when a group of friends decided that Lansing should have more cool things going on. So they all got together as people who worked in the arts, who were passionate about the arts and about film in particular, and put together this scrappy festival that has become a staple in our community since then. So I got involved toward the end of 2019, at first doing just some general volunteer coordination and that sort of thing. I was just post-college and figuring out what I wanted to do. And I've always lived in Lansing, heard about the festival, so decided to see what it would look like to get involved. And then throughout the pandemic, since we had to take a couple years off from having the in-person festival, I stayed connected with the group. And coming out of the pandemic, when we did our first festival in 2022 back, it was really great to get connected with everybody again. And then my role has just grown to project managing all of the people, all of the things. And it's a blast.
That's awesome. Will, what about you? How did you first connect with the festival, and what's your role in it today?
I first connected with the festival because I went through the DMAC program at LCC. I had a teacher named Bonnie Sumbler, and one of the assignments was to participate in the Fortnight contest, the 2-week create your own film and follow these guidelines, competition. And my film did not do very well, but I was really intrigued by the entire film fest, the whole vibe and the atmosphere and all the people. And I went to other events that year, and I went to events the next year, and then I was in DMAC, and then I knew a guy that went on to start working at the Lansing Public Media Center. They're one of the main founder sponsors of the Film Fest, and I was just good friends with him. His name was Craig, and he got me my job at the Media Center. And so I was already super into film and the Film Fest. And then I started working behind the scenes on the production team. And then I was working closely with Jason Gabriel, who was already the program director, and started helping him out enough to usurp and become a co-program director.
Nice. Well, Emma, can you talk a little bit about the planning process for the festival? What does the beginning look like when all you have is a blank schedule page?
Well, it is definitely a doozy every year. We always talk about how our festival planning is really year round. We kind of take a little bit of a hiatus right after the festival when we are all so tired. But then the ramping up of the planning starts somewhere around August each year. And then that kind of like August through December time is a lot of just like getting all our ducks in a row, doing all the things that we said we were going to do right after the festival, but we didn't. Organizing documents, writing down all of our feedback so we remember how we want to do things different in the future. And then in December, January, we really start ramping up. We're comprised of a bunch of different teams. And so each of our teams has a lead who is in charge of spearheading the projects for that. So we have teams that range from film programming, which is what Will is a part of, to front of house, which takes care of all of the merch and the concessions and all of that sort of thing, to our communications and creative team who are working on the branding and communicating what is happening with the festival, marketing all the components. We have our technical production group. We have our volunteer stewardship team. We have our community relations and outreach team. We have our vibes team, which is just making sure that the spaces feel like the film festival and it's about attendee experience. So we have so many valuable teams, music and concerts, like every aspect of the festival has a place that it falls with a dedicated group of people who are in charge of planning those aspects. So we do full team meetings to make sure that everybody kind of knows what's going on. But what's really great is at the end of the day, we're run by a bunch of volunteers who are really passionate about what they're doing and really take a lot of initiative to make sure that their things are getting done. So we all work together as one big collaborative team to plan this 11-day event.
This 11-day event that started like as a, hey, let's do something cool in Lansing.
Yep, exactly.
Well, tell me a little bit about the film selection process. How do you decide which films to screen? And are there some on this year's schedule you're really excited about?
Definitely, I can totally do that because I'm the co-program director. I don't know why I said that. Yeah, it's a lengthy process that involves a whole committee of the selection committee. So me and Jason, and this year we added in a couple other people to help with this specific task. But we filter. This year was like 480 movies. We screen every single one to see if it's really worth sending to the selection committee. So then we get about we try to get like 5 or 10 opinions on films from about like this like 30 or 40 group of people, and they just give us. They're not worried about the qualitative aspects of the film because we've already decided, okay, this is worth, like, this could be programmed, but is it worth like our audience's attention? Like, is it in line with their expectations and what they want? So we just have a diverse group of people that tell us just what they think of the film. Generally, they're people that like they're educated in film, but it's not like everybody is a filmmaker or something like that. So we have people that are just kind of consumers of film. We have people that do make films. We have people that make them amateurs and like professionals. So it's just a really wide range of perspectives on the films, and I get reviews and I take a look at all of them, and then they'll give me like a rated score of it. And generally, like when the film starts scoring above 7, that's pretty good film fest material. So there's a lot of films that are not up there, and we just had to make our selections, and we picked about 91 films total. So that was features, doc features, and shorts. So that was Saturday. Me and Jason were, and my friend Jack on the selection, he's on the committee, and he watched a lot of films, so he was able to help us out. We were all discussing till 4 a.m. in my apartment right here. Yeah, from 10 to 4. Jason, it was a late meeting, and it went very long, and it has to go that long because we have to double check films, and we have to, oh, does this person, can we really trust their rating? And we can trust everyone's rating, but you can trust them to rate as they would rate a film. So sometimes it's like, oh, well, this person really liked the film, but a bunch of other people said that they didn't like the film. So you're taking all of this into account, and some people get their favorite picks, and you got to snub some favorites as well. But it's all in pursuit of that glorious program, that schedule that I can give to Emma and say, this is going to bring in thousands of people this year. So,
was there one that really stood out that you're excited about, or can you not
oh
say
yeah,
yet?
no, I'm definitely excited about one of the doc shorts, Soft Lights and Silver Shadows. It's got really great animation, and I'm really excited about The Stake. It was we don't usually get a lot of films from Iran, but this year I think because Iran has like sanctions around filmmakers sending films to other countries, so a lot of Iranian films actually got in this year, so I'm really happy about that because when they do get in, they are usually very good. And The Stake is really cool. It's a really abstract, avant-garde topical like commentary piece, and it's a short film. So I think it's going to make up our abstract block this year. I'm really excited about that. And the whole programming schedule is that we have enough films to really put out a cool avant-garde experimental block. And I've experimented with this type of programming with a reality benders block, but I think I'm going to have a light reality benders this year and a really like experimental and heavier avant-garde stuff for the people that want that.
Nice. Well, you alluded to this earlier, Will, but for those who haven't experienced it yet, one of the unique components of the festival is the Fortnight Film Contest.
Yeah.
So how did that become part of the festival, and what is it?
I've only been on for about 5 years. I can't remember the initial like founders ideas of why the Fortnight, but I know it's like make a damn film and there's film in Lansing. I know those two slogans really well, and I'm sure that was on their mind, is that there's a lot of filmmakers that they just need a little bit of incentive to make something for the community. So and every year they show that they totally are willing to do that and they want to do that. And the competition is the perfect incentive. It gets everybody out and talking about each other's films and their ideas, and new groups collide and make fortnights in the years after they get involved. But when people are involved in the Fortnight, what it is a 2-week, so a fortnight contest where you have to make a film that is up to 10 minutes long. There's a minimum time, but I don't really know what it is. It's pretty arbitrary. A 10-minute long max short film, and there's ways that we have people prove that the film was made in those 2 weeks. They're the like requirements. So it'll be a prop or a line of dialogue or a location, and you need to have it's usually 4 required elements, but you can make any film that you want, and the requirements are rarely they don't really force you into one genre or anything, because we want people to make the film that they want to make and just prove that it was made during the competition. And we have a different selection committee apart from the whole festival. We have a sub-selection committee that is just for Fortnite, and they come in and they watch in one day. They'll watch all the films that were made during the competition, and you come out with a winner and a silver place and bronze, and then the day of there's audience choice and maybe some other awards every other year or so. But it just gets everybody out, and the films there. You don't make the film that you wanted to make. You make the film that you could make in 2 weeks. And that is really the fun, is seeing what people were even able to accomplish. Because there's groups that'll be like 2 people, and then there's groups that'll be 10 people, and obviously the qualitative differences are going to be there, but it's all about the heart of the film and the story. So yeah.
How many entries do you typically get in that?
Around 30. I think last year we got around 30, but it can be more. Yeah.
Like Will said, one of the best parts about, I think that the Fortnight Film Contest is like one of the gems of our festival as a whole. Like, it's so much fun because literally anybody, we've had films, last year we had a film that was submitted by one person who made it on their phone recording themselves, and that was the entire film, and they edited it and sent it in, and it was great, and then we have people who do this professionally and have really nice equipment, and they come in with their whole crew and they make something incredible too. But one of my favorite films last year was just like a few students at MSU, and it was the simplest. It was called And He Was Like. I will talk about it all the time because I think it was so funny that I still think about it to this day from watching it, because I laughed so hard during it, and it was so silly and so lighthearted, and just like, you could tell it was just a group of friends having fun with it, and it wasn't complicated, but it was great, and it won our 2nd place prize. And so we really want to make sure that we are awarding Michigan filmmakers and celebrating Michigan artists, no matter what step of their journey they're at, whether it's the first time they've ever decided to make a film during this contest, or it's something they've been doing for a decade and they want to do it differently. They want to try something new. We want to reward that, and we want the festival to be a place where people can come together, meet, hone in on their craft. And so we give out cash prizes. It's one of the highest dollar amounts of a contest like this. And so we like to make sure that people want to participate and want to come and have a fun time with us.
Is it largely local people who are creating these, or is it really pretty broadly statewide?
It's primarily local, but we are always looking to have more of a statewide participation with it, because it is something that really anybody can participate in. There's nothing that says it has to be Lansing area based. We want one of the primary people who's involved in the film to be Michigan based, but even that, there can be some wiggle room with where teams are. So we love to see more statewide participation.
Mm-hmm. Well, in addition to the films, the venues themselves are a big draw each year. What can either or both of you share about this year's venues without giving too much away?
One of the things I love about the fest is that every year we get to kind of transform what it is. And part of the way we do that is through our venue. So this year we are not using our previous flagship venue. That location that was formerly the Lansing Public Media Center on the South Washington office complex is no longer a space we're using, which we are sad about. And so I wanted to acknowledge that, because I think a lot of people have come to see that drill hall space as the home of the Capital City Film Festival. And in a lot of ways, we've mourned that also, but we're excited about the opportunities we have now to use new venues. So last year we transformed Sears. Incredible, fun experience. So much work. We are so happy everybody enjoyed it. We enjoyed it too, and we're excited for new things this year. We have announced that we are going to be using the R.E. Olds Transportation Museum this year as one of our venues. We are working with the team over there to make it a really unique experience. We're leaving most of the cars, most of the cool, fun museum stuff there, but we're just plopping a movie theater right in the middle of it. So you can watch a film surrounded by all of these really cool pieces of Michigan history, of Lansing history specifically. And then we are also going to be announcing another venue that's downtown. And my hint for that one, depending on when this podcast comes out, it might be out there, but if it's not yet, the hint is that it is Michigan's first theater historically. So it's not a movie theater. It's not a building that a ton of people would probably think of, but it is a very cool building, downtown Lansing. That's Michigan's first theater, and we are so excited for you to see what we do with it.
Nice. Well, Emma, I mentioned at the top that you love the red carpet premiere party. Can you give us a little sneak peek into what people can expect there this year?
Yeah, with the red carpet premiere party every year, we like to just have a fun event where people in Lansing can step out in their finest, whatever that means to them. So we have people who every year just come straight from work. We have people who roll up in their jeans and a t-shirt. We have people who go full on red carpet moment with it and like avant-garde sparkly gowns, all of the things. So what I love about that party is that it's just, I think sometimes in Lansing, we don't have as many excuses to dress up and do the fun thing and kind of have this very unique experience of walking a red carpet, having a professional photographer take your photos, mingle around, have some fancy drinks, have some fun food. So we're really excited about that again this year. And I just love that it's a place that everybody can come and see a cool piece of Michigan history, because all of our venues really have that component this year. And so we're still waiting to announce where the venue for that will be, but it will be in one of our film venues. And it's a very exciting space to have so much history surrounding it, such a fun time. And like, who doesn't want to party in a building that you normally don't get to go into, you know?
True. Emma, one job of yours that I didn't mention at the outset is your time working with the Arts Council as their events coordinator. And they've been a film festival sponsor since the early days. Why is that relationship important?
One of the things that I see as so valuable, especially in the arts community, is our connections with each other. I think art connects us with who we are as ourselves, and it connects us to our community. And the Arts Council of Greater Lansing has always been such a great support of the film festival because they are such a champion for the arts around. So it's been really cool as I've gotten to play this dual role of being involved with the film festival, being involved with the Arts Council, and get to play both teams to our strengths and highlighting each other and working together in a really collaborative way. It's cool to be able to like be that really direct tie, because like you said, they've Arts Council has been a sponsor for the Film Fest for a really long time, but now being the direct bridge between the two is super cool. This past October, when we had our Creative Placemaking Summit at the Arts Council, we got to do a lot with the film festival because I was so connected with both. So we were able to showcase the work that the film festival has done to grow the arts community in Lansing and to champion the arts through that event, through the Arts Council's Creative Placemaking Summit. So it was a really cool moment to be able to tie both together, to be able to do a film screening as a part of that summit, and just continuing to work together to make arts in Lansing more exciting and more accessible for the people.
Well, if you were talking to someone who had never been to the film festival before this year, but thought, okay, I'm gonna check this out and see, I'm gonna drink from the fire hose and see a bunch of films and get out there and experience everything, what would you tell them is the most important thing about setting up that experience?
I would say you got to get to every venue, because that is definitely as big of a part of the experience as the programming itself. I'd say, like, take a risk. Maybe, like, definitely go for something that obviously, like, people are going to have things that they look at the schedule and it piques their interest. But we're curators, so we think that anything that we program should be entertaining for anybody that shows up. So totally take a risk, and hopefully you'll be surprised and enjoy whatever you see.
I like that. Well, are there any volunteer or sponsorship opportunities still available for the festival, or anything else you'd like folks to know?
Yeah, like I said earlier, we're primarily volunteer run, like at 99% volunteer run, truly. So we're always looking for volunteers who want to volunteer during the festival itself. Anybody who volunteers for a shift, whether it's working concessions or checking people in at the door, gets a pass to attend the majority, typically every year, all of the other Film Fest events. So you get a festival pass, you get a really cool t-shirt. And we just saw sneak peeks of the t-shirt designs for this year, and they are very fun. So you're going to want to get one of those anyway. But you get all these fun perks. We always say that our volunteers get all the perks because you get to attend everything as a volunteer, whether you're volunteering at the shift or you're just coming as an attendee to watch some movies and hang out with us. And then as far as sponsorships, we're a nonprofit. We are always looking for support for sponsorship. So if you are interested in that, you can visit our website, ccff.co, and there's a page for sponsorship opportunities, and you can get involved with our team, sometimes we have individual donors who want to purchase patron passes, which gives you free popcorn at every event and includes a donation to the Film Fest with your pass purchase. Or if you have a business, company, an organization who wants to get involved with some specific programmatic partnerships, we're always looking for partners who want to fund those or just make the fest happen. So you can find it all on the website.
I was going to say, and the website's got we'll have the complete schedule. It'll have all the ticket details on there too. And the one thing we haven't said is it happens April 10th through the 20th.
It does. It does happen April 10th through the 20th.
And that's coming up fast.
Oh boy, it sure is. I think we're like about 7 weeks out at the time of recording this. Yep.
Well, I appreciate you both making time to talk with us about this. It sounds like you've got another great year ahead for the festival. Thank you for the work that you're doing.
Thank you so much, Robin.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, Emma and Will, so glad to have you here today. This podcast has been a production of the Arts Council of Greater Lansing. To learn more about them, go to lansingarts.org.